This is a clear shot of me in Vegas and watching Ryan drink in Vegas. It's just past.
So what? You got punched in the jaw too?
Could have. We could have. There could have been several fights. In fact, at the last two wrestling shows, I think I could have gotten to, several fights, but chose to enjoy the event instead of fight, which is a good, signs of maturity.
I feel like everyone is Becky Lynch after this 3-day weekend.
Yeah. We all went through the gauntlet of wrestling. Yeah, everybody went through it on the weekend with wrestling. Just a lot. Just so much to cover, whether it's AEW, WWE, Night of Champions, or Battleground, or Impact Under Siege. It was just so much wrestling. And even if you didn't watch New Japan, there's more wrestling there. You could have went insane. I think people OD'd on wrestling this weekend.
Yeah. I think there is no. I think Wednesday everyone should take a break. Go watch porn or something.
Clean your palate with porn.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can do it. And that sounds horrible when you say clean your palate with porn. But Manny, I forgot
the worst punch I've ever seen this week.
It's not. I don't know if you saw a little show called Double or Nothing. Adam Cole, big finish to Jericho, were the worst hammer fists I've ever seen in my life. And at that point, Eric looked at me, I looked back at him, and Eric said, Adam Cole ain't worth shit if those are his punches. And I don't think I can sign him on any contract. He should have been Keith Lee's manager. And I was like, God damn. We both agreed with those punches. That was just the worst. Thank you, Trish, for teaching us how to throw a punch.
Thank you, Trish. Welcome, everyone, to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm, of course, Lord Manny Hayes, and that right there is the returning
Marcus, the Grand Vanilla Lee. I wish we had more intros with the echo. I think we need to bring that back. The long echo. Not the person saying the name twice, like Kennedy, but just the echo in the arena of, hello. Like, those logos. Like, what? Why does it echo so much?
You just want to relive what we did on Friday of hen, re, go, row, oh, God, no.
Yes!
Washroom, throwing into the washing machine.
Yes. The most athleticism he showed in the entire movie. But Manny, we have a lot to talk about. Do you want to jump right into it and figure out what there's so much to talk about, whether it's Blackface or Double or Nothing or Night of Champions and fall anarchies in the arenas and Dijak and them killing each other.
I was going to ask you about the Double or Nothing travels, but we will save that for Saturday, where we got Eric. Hopefully, Eric.
Let me tell you this. All Eric's gonna do is mock me for outfit choices. We get frustrated on the blackjack table and everything else. It's just gonna be a long shit on Marcus thon, probably Saturday. But it's gonna be Kami Gold.
Should we cover the elephant in the room?
Which one's the elephant in the room?
The blackface.
Let's. I say we go over just a little bit. We skim over Double or Nothing and don't focus on the blackface in general. But I say we'll talk about it. Like we're just talking about Double or Nothing for a little bit right now, and then at the end of that, we can talk about quote unquote the blackface guy.
So you were obviously there. I watched Double or Nothing the day after. Regular speed. I didn't have any time constraints, so I watched regular speed.
Oh, so you spent the whole 5 hours.
I didn't watch the buy-in. That's the only thing I didn't watch.
That's all right. I didn't either.
I don't know how this came across in the arena, but I found the beginning maybe up to the Chris Statlander returning very dull.
No, I'm going to start it off and say this was the worst AEW pay-per-view they've ever put out. And it showed a bad side, especially from the beginning. Even the buy-in, which we were coming downstairs, we went to the merch stand for this, and the buy-in started, and we were buying stuff. It was a quick line. And I come back at the end, and I'm already seeing Jeff Hardy botch, and Ryan saw the whole match. He was like, Jeff Hardy looks horrible. He said he reminds him of Lita at WrestleMania, but Lita at least wasn't botching stuff. She was just in slow motion and terrible. And then, after that, we go into the first match, which was fine. I was okay with it. The Battle Royal, I enjoyed it. It's stupid. It was very stupid because people were fighting outside the ring. They were eliminating themselves. No one actually knew the rules of what was going on. And the show kind of just started with people coming out. And I was like, nah, this is kind of, it's whack, but it had a nice finish. I enjoyed the finish of it, basically. We move into the second match, which was Adam Cole and Chris Jericho. Utter trash. So like it was complete garbage.
It went too long. Like it felt like it went way too long. And then this was the instance. This was the beginning of up until a point where there was so much interference in every match.
Yeah,
like interference galore in every match until maybe the Pillars match. Maybe.
Yeah, it was just everybody that has someone with them had somebody come out. Like Adam Cole had Britt Baker come out, and she was, I felt like his mom saving the day. Cause I feel like at that point, it was a one-on-one match. We didn't need any more run-ins. It was like Jericho Society was taken care of by special guest star Sabu, who was there for all of 5 seconds. All of 5 seconds, Sabu was on the TV out there.
Because I gave this a strike. The JAS are men in their prime. In their prime. You're running from what? How old, Sabu?
It's gotta be 60.
You're running away from a 60-year-old man. No.
Yeah. It was a strike. It was terrible. And it looked worse in the arena because I don't know how it picked up on TV, but it didn't make sense that Sabu or Adam Cole or even Roddy Strong were able to outpower them. It just looked like they laid on the table and Sabu jumped on them. Like, we were watching the whole thing, it was like, wait, what happened? How did he hit the... Like, it didn't seem like they got punched or hit on the table. They just got on the table, laid there so Sabu could jump. It looked horrible. And, so, just everything about that match, like, it was supposed to be an unsanctioned match, and it just didn't have anything to it or behind it. Like, every other match that had, quote-unquote, no rules and no hold bar seemed more unsanctioned than the unsanctioned match. So, that was a strike. I think we go into the tag match next, which I thoroughly enjoyed. You may not have, but it was very old school. Jeff Jarrett was an amazing troll. Seeing Jarrett hit Aubrey Edwards with the guitar, I think popped the whole crowd to cheer and go. It was just amazing. And I'm going to give her credit with the best sell of wrestling this weekend because she did not get up and come back.
So I woke up that day. And then checked Instagram, and then it was a picture of Aubrey Edwards, and then she had like an ice pack on her head, and it said "fuck Karen Jarrett."
Yeah,
like, I need to see this.
Yes.
Then I saw it, and I was like, should I masturbate to this? Because that moment was glorious.
That was amazing. It was an amazing moment, and you just go like, "Oh yeah." It was the one time I think I've ever cheered Karen Jarrett or went, "Oh shit," and I was like, I shouldn't have popped so much for that. I felt like such a mark. I felt so good.
She had that shit coming for 3 years.
Yeah. Then following that, it was Christian and Wardlow ladder match, right? I think I may have this verbatim. And then that was fine. It was solid. It's just again a lot of outside interference.
It went on too long.
Wardlow. Wardlow's.
I felt like it went on too long.
Yeah, but I think the crowd was more into it than they were in Jericho and Cole or even the tag match. Just because I think the crowd was really into Christian. They like the entire time they're chanting for Christian or turtleneck and all that. Like they didn't want Wardlow to win. Like it was like because that's how much. 1 year ago, it was all about Wardlow. It was Wardlow MJF and Wardlow Symphony, and everybody was behind Wardlow. This year, everybody was so uninterested in Wardlow. and no matter what he did. And I think the only time they care is when he did the swanton off the ladder, which, but whatever. It was solid.
Because they're psychopaths.
Yeah. I thought Wardlow had the dumbest spot at night. He just came off as an idiot in the match. Like when he jumped across to try to get onto the ladder. It seemed like a good idea in the spot, but when it broke and he tried to climb the ladder, I was like, what an idiot. An idiot. And then him going for the swanton. And I was like, this is a stupid move. And even the people in our section was like, he's an idiot. He's just doing stupid shit. Like, Christian's going to win this match because you're an idiot. Following that match was the first women's match, right? It was the Toni Storm versus...
So this was basically a belt dumping because I think Jamie Hayter was actually hurt. So
yeah, she's still hurt.
They did what they did. I think I appreciate it because I think we're all kind of done with interim and vacants and all this stuff. Like, so I'm kind of glad they did it. I just don't think it was executed very well.
No, it was executed poorly. It was executed poorly, and I didn't like anything that happened here. And it doesn't make sense that Britt Baker made the save in the Adam Cole match, which he didn't need to actually come out because Adam Cole, this was a one-on-one match at this point, and her girl is getting beat up. And it ends up being like Sheeta making a save or something, and back and forth. So it didn't come off well.
Where was Willow? Where was Sky Blue? Who was the helper? Riho.
Sheeta eventually came out. Yeah, Riho. But I just didn't like the execution of it. I understand it. Appreciate Jamie Hayter coming out there and actually performing hurt and stuff. But I think there could have been something better. I think if she was hurt, I think you could have put... Maybe they could have did that tag match, the 6-woman tag match. They could have hid her injuries and saved us to when she heals up to either the next pay-per-view or a Dynamite or something like that.
Yeah.
Following that, it was the what match am I missing? It wasn't Jade, right? It wasn't back-to-back women's matches.
It wasn't back-to-back women's matches, but the Jade match was good. This is probably the best Jade match.
It's the best Jade. Yeah, it's the best Jade has ever been, and it's the worst thing Jade has ever been a part of. Too.
You know,
she got the Yokozuna finish.
I agree. Everyone was relating it to the WrestleMania 9 finish.
Yeah. And
I would agree. You've just made us sit through 60 wins of Jade Cargill. None of them memorable. Maybe the match she got pushed to the limit with Taya Valkyrie. I think you end it there. I think it was wrong to do a second match. It was right. I think it was right to reintroduce Chris Statlander at the pay-per-view, but have her give her finish. Don't take the title off her. Build to a story. You have something here. She got injured in the lead of going to go after Jade.
Yeah.
Finish that story. Don't just give me a belt dumping after you just gave me the best Jade match you're probably ever gonna have.
Yeah. Don't give me the Yokozuna Bret Hart finish. These never work when these sudden people come out and sudden change. Like, it didn't make any sense why she would do another match anyway. This is like Roman who passes 1,000 days going, okay, I'm done, and lose on SmackDown this week. Like, what? Like, it was so it could have been better. Like, we could have did the Taya Valkyrie match. Like, this would have been a better setup. Do the Taya Valkyrie match on Dynamite. And then on Double or Nothing, Jake can be complaining about, I don't even have a match tonight. I'll take on anybody, Judge. And, pretend like she just took over the show. And then you can have Statler to come out as a surprise. Then if you want to beat her right there, it's fine. People would be happy. But I did not like that. Like, I didn't like how Taya Valkyrie lands her move. I didn't like the finish of that match either. She lands the Jaded or whatever. And then she just gets up and then she does her move. And it's like, oh. That's how we did that, and I was like, that didn't help anybody. But whack. Whack ending. See that. And I was not happy with it. The crowd seemed to be happy for Statlander, but I was like, that's not how you treat a star, I feel like.
And then this is the point I think the show took a turn for me. I think the last two, where it went to the last two matches where they were the better matches on the card.
Oh, I know what match we skipped.
Which one?
House of Black. The House of Black.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy's dead. Buddy's never wrestling
murdered.
again. Yeah.
And then he followed up on Twitter the next day of Rhea Ripley actually saying, "Oh look, hey Dom, me and you are famous in other places too." And then Buddy just confirms it.
Yeah, they got you more over in this company than themselves. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's true. It's 100% true. And Buddy, whenever he wrestles, he's going to get who's your mommy chance, Dominic chance, and whoever, just to troll him. But it doesn't fit his character to get upset because they're very tranquil or in their own meditation or whatever's going on. But that match was solid. We didn't know the stipulation they used, and I think they in the dealer's choice.
They opted not to have one.
What's the point of this? The best friend said, "Nah." Was it? Yeah, the audio was trash. Audio was trash.
So the rap alludes to the thing I posted on the mid-card mess. It was the beginning of his rap was he said something about Brody Lee, and he said that's out of bad taste. But how does Malachi get away with blackface?
Yeah, and that came through. But whenever people would go, "Oh, you can't hear anymore," it just goes deaf. Like the audio wasn't loud enough, so he would say something. You would hear one line, and you go, "Oh," but you don't hear the other half of it. And then you would hear him go, "Buddy's a cuck" or something for a guy named Dominic. And then he said like 3 other lines after, but we couldn't hear anything after that line because everybody was still cheering or whatever.
The last line was something you had said in the past. How are you gonna have a House of Black with no black guys in it?
Yeah. I think, so it was a lot of stuff that goes in and out, so you couldn't hear it. Audio wasn't good. Like, Martha Hart came out, we could not hear a word she said.
So the match from there, for me,
it was tough. Yeah.
It's nothing that you haven't seen on Dynamite with these new House of Black challenges.
Yeah, and I think it would have been better if we had a build to the Acclaim and House of Black than actually just throwing a random mystery open challenge or whatever. And then the Acclaim is loved by everybody, and I still don't understand why Tony just took them. And I think we were talking to Levi at the event, and then we were talking about how the Acclaim has disappeared, and the Guns, after having their best moment ever with many men in that entrance, are just not on TV, and those people are actually liked. These are the people who are liked. And I think that's what hurt the show, is that the people who were pushed and that people want to see, whether it's Ricky Starks or Jay White or whoever, and Lucha Bros, they were all throwing this battle royal, the big announcement battle royal or whatever, and just kind of like just throwaway.
Well, the hottest free agent in wrestling was in that battle royal. Yeah,
how does he not get a TV intro? He's just waiting in the ring, man. Like, for the pay-per-view starts with everybody in the ring, and it's like, wait, you have former IWG, the highest free agent, Jay White, Keith Lee, or whoever. You have all these people in here that were such big deal that you brought in and said these are all big deals, but they're all just waiting in the ring. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, it just comes across bad, and then we get the Pillars match. Which was really good. I really enjoyed
my match of the night. This is my match of the night.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Pillars match. Sammy Guevara announced that him and Tay Mello are pregnant. It's nice to know that Sammy Guevara is showing that his kid it's okay to fail very early.
Yeah, but this was a really good match. Very entertaining, high octane. Sammy did flips. The crowd's not really in the Jungle Boy. Like, even waving in the crowd from last year, it seemed it's a lot less. They did not care to do the oh. It was just like more people were into MJF in the arena than anybody. MJF and Darby more than anything, and they popped big for whenever Sammy did a flip. Do a flip, Sammy Guevara! Yay!
MJF looked like he got injured.
I saw.
He injured his forearm.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he was just selling or if he really got hurt because I saw the powerbomb and I saw the landing and he immediately went fuck like that. And I was like, oh, did he get hurt or is he just joking? And you see him selling it the entire time, but he may have been legit hurt.
He got legit
like,
hurt.
I saw his hand hit. Like, you can see his hand hit.
You heard him on the audio literally screaming in pain. And then they moved away specifically so they could go deal with it. But, like, you heard him, he proper fucked his forearm. And then you could see in the media scrum, it was all bandaged up.
Yeah. It didn't seem like that was something that he was selling at all. It was just like, damn, he actually hurt himself. I was like, I hope he's all right. But he finished the match, and they had a nice finish. I enjoyed the finish and the story of Darby trying to beat him with the hammerlock takeover.
Yeah.
And then he does it again and beats him with it. And it just shows me Darby's a dumbass for jumping backwards. And that was the finish of the match. You dumbass. But I enjoyed the hell out of that match. That was my favorite match of the night. Just in general, it was just high octane, good energy and all that. MJF still proves that he is. The problem with this match was the build. That's all it was.
Yeah, I think the build ran out of steam very early.
Yeah.
Like and then they started doing nonsense. Then we get into the main event, which was good depending on if you like that stuff.
Okay,
I think I'm past it now. I think I said that numerous times. I think I'm past this.
So the arena seemed over it at times, but they also were into it. It's a good mix of. I was into it. I dug it. I thought it was fun. I thought there were some really entertaining spots. I thought the thumbtack to Matt Jackson's foot was brutal looking and made me scream. I think it made everybody scream when the shoe came off. My favorite part about that match, though, is when he throws the shoe into the crowd. Security immediately tackles a fan to get the shoe back.
I thought that was what that was because it was followed by a oh.
Yeah.
So you see the thing get thrown booted into the crowd.
Yeah, everybody in the crowd was upset that the shoe was brought back. But, like, what the hell, man? What the hell? The exploding super kick shocked the hell out of me. I don't know when he set that up or how, but it was cool seeing it. Like, oh shit. There's a lot of entertaining stuff. The band playing the entire time, which we're about to probably get into in a minute. Then at the end of the match, Takeshita turning heel. I saw him at ringside, and I thought we was just a camera. I was like, all right, who's this guy lurking? Right, like, this is a camera guy. And I was like, nah, this guy's lurking. Because he was there the whole time. Just chilling. And he revealed himself, and I was like, okay, the finish seemed weak. But Kenny's post-match speech of like, oh, I got other friends we're going to add to this. And I'm like, oh, it's going to continue to go. But, I thought it was solid.
So the Young Bucks kill racism. We thought it was dead with Cody Rhodes. We thought it was dead. I thought Cody Rhodes killed it and cured it in AEW, but no, it came back. It came back with the lead singer of whatever band was singing "Mox to the Ring."
Yeah, we have no idea who the band is.
I'm not putting.
I was like, it's not X.
Yeah, I'm not putting the image up. Pete. So there's people that are on either side of it. I'll read the comments out on the poll that we put up in the middle of the night. So the guy had a mask on, but then his forehead was painted black.
Yeah.
His this bit here,
it's like a red line.
Is black, and then a red line across his lips, and then his chin. I don't care if you say it's a mask or not or whatever. It's a bad idea. In this state, in this age, it's a bad idea. Whether or not you're portraying, it's like when we see Finn Balor, we do the Buffalo Soldier joke.
Yeah.
But we can see where that's coming from. That's him being like Spawn. It's not. It's like a completely like he's being a comic book character. Where this guy, we don't know what his motivation is here.
So in the arena, no one knew that he had a mask on. No one knew who he was or the band, but we were all happy to see them get super kicked and see him lay there. And the funny thing is how long he laid there and the band scrambling. It's like a whole little side thing as the match is happening. You see like the band going, ah, and them abandoning him, and then like random security guys just drags the body out of there. And it's actually entertaining. So we couldn't see what his face actually looked like. And then online I got like, oh shit, they say he's doing blackface. What are you doing? And then I saw it, and I personally am not offended. I didn't think it was actually blackface. He had a black mask on and it's painted under. And I didn't feel like if he was out there going, hey, my man, I'm speaking John like this. Or, he's like saying, hey, my man. Like if he was acting black, I would say, oh shit, he's doing blackface. But he was actually just kind of just in black paint. That was kind of like if you watch the movie Dead Presidents, you'd be like, oh, they're doing whiteface? Nah, it's not. It was like they got black paint. I called it to the same thing as Finn Balor whenever he come out to blackface. It wasn't like a Roddy Piper where he did blackface and half blackface to Bad News Brown, in which he was like, oh, I need to be on your level, because that was intentional. Like, this was just like a man in a black mask and stuff, and I'm not gonna. That's like almost saying Batman's in blackface at times. Like,
no, but you can see his chin.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing. It's still black paint. It's like I wasn't offended. I don't know. It doesn't trigger me.
I don't feel like it's triggering to me, but it felt for me what it felt like was a lot of people kind of sidestepped it.
Yeah.
When it happened, I think I eventually watched it and noticed it. I finished a Double or Nothing towards the evening of last night. And no one had mentioned it in the mid-card mess at all.
Yeah.
At all. I was like, what? I was like,
yeah, but
no one going to talk about this?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal. I personally don't feel it's a big deal. And I'm not making a stink over this. Like, Lord of the Rings, Manny, they're the orcs. They're all wearing black makeup and shit on their side of the face or something like that. And I equated to that. Like, I was like, there's nothing. Like, I don't think the person intended was, I'm going to do blackface. Unless it is, and everybody knows this guy or something, or he has some political agenda. Like, I don't know who this is, personally, to care what he's doing.
So there's a comedian. And then he's talking about blackface. He's a white comedian. I think the name's Andrew Schultz or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's asking all the black people in the room, is blackface okay? And then they're all like, no. And then he's like, sometimes it's okay though, if you're like in the army or Navy SEAL or something like that, and put the whole thing on.
Yeah.
But never is it okay. And I think AEW need to acknowledge it, that it might have not been okay. Someone should have, given the amount of problems they've had with race in the past on that show.
Yeah, with the big swole stuff.
Yeah, I think someone should have said something. Like, you know what? I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, but I know, as a black man, like, I know who people are back there, and I don't know how black you want to say these people are, but whatever, the Acclaimed, Keith Lee, or Ricky Starks, or Jade, or whoever's back there in the back, I'm sure they saw it like I saw. It's just, guys wearing dark makeup. It's not, I don't think he was back there.
As a performance. You could see it as being as a performance. Like,
yeah.
But,
like, I'm not triggered by people just wearing black paint. It's the action of, am I wearing black paint and I'm going to paint my lips red and I'm going to be out there dancing and, doing like offensive stuff. I'm full of Amos and Andy shit that was offensive. Like, Sting isn't doing whiteface out there when he comes out in white makeup.
I would just think though, because if WWE was to have this guy on, they would be held to a different standard.
In a way, maybe. I think people, and if WWE were to do it, I still would have probably had the same reaction. I'd be like, really? This is what you got to get offended? But the difference is, I'll be considered a WWE bias or some shit. As in, I think on this channel knows that I'm not really the most AEW biased guy. I try to stay impartial to both shows, but I personally didn't see anything wrong with that. I was like, whatever. Like, if he was, like, let's pick a different race. Let's say if he came out in, like, a turban and shit. Let's say he represent, like, Muslim culture or something. And he's out of control, but it was like that. It was like that I would be offended. As Luchador said, it was whack. I don't, like, I'm not, like, oh, this guy's look cool. No, I just think it's just, I don't think it's intended to be blackface. I just think that he thinks he looks cool. It's like when Bray Wyatt is in doing Uncle Howdy. I'm not saying he's making fun of the Southerners, even though he's 100% is. I think.
Yeah, he is. I think we've given this way too much time because I think we haven't even spoken about Night of Champions. I'm not sure if you've watched that yet.
I did. Parts of it. I tried to watch it Saturday night, like 2 or 3 in the morning, like half sleep or whatever. But the main thing is Jimmy turned on Roman. he got tired of his shit. They got tired of his shit.
I feel like it happened too fast. Like he was on SmackDown and he was like, when it comes to tag teams, I'm the tribal chief.
Yeah.
And then little do we know it rolls, even though that was recorded 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's fresh. And then Saturday, he immediately was like, "Now fuck this."
Well, no, it was pushing him. If you saw it in the weeks, Roman was going too far. Like on SmackDown, where he was being very controlling and talking about you leave or stay, and he's like talking shit to Jimmy. He's like, you waste my time with this and all that. Like he was talking mad shit. And, you know, it boiled over into the segment later when he just said, I'm the tribal chief, and then Roman comes out and he's slapping microphones out of everybody's hands. And then you get to the main event and he's pie facing me? I'm sucking this nigga. Like, the quote ETE, I'm sucking that nigga. Like, that's pretty much what it's gonna be. Like Roman kind of just pushed Jimmy to that limit of doing that, and then Roman had basically just lost. They lost the tag team titles, and Roman's only lost like once or so in his career or whatnot. It seems like it's happening at a progressive way. They are speeding it up some, but I think that's the point this time because this has been a very long story of the bloodline and all that. I think this is intentional to like, all right, we gotta move this forward. We can't milk a Jimmy turn or whatnot and all that, and we just gotta see where it goes to SmackDown. I thought it was an excellent cliffhanger to leave it on. And
Roman broke character when Sammy came out and started speaking Arabic.
Did he?
Yeah, so he was smiling because obviously Sammy hasn't been allowed to go to Saudi Arabia and perform for like 5 years till they had that type of agreement. And then Sammy's there for the first time in 5 years. And obviously, I watched the media thing, and it was the pop there, and it wasn't even that many people. Was huge. And then I saw backstage how much it meant to him because he was like, I don't know, 1 minute longer, I would have probably cried. And Kevin Owens was like, yeah, I would have cried too, but I don't want you hugging me.
Yeah. And it was just it was a really emotional moment. And I just think that the whole Sammy going over there and, you know, if you follow his social medias and how, like, this is, he's really proud that he's happy to be able to go over there because the Syrian and, you know, just the whole thing is over in there. I guess the negotiations, they're speaking to each other. They're speaking terms. And he's able to go over there. He didn't think he was able to do that. And, you know, I just feel like it was his homecoming. It was like his second homecoming for him. And when he was able to speak Arabic in front of the people and they're cheering and it got a, you know, I can see how that was one of the most emotional. That would be like one of those moments in my career where you just be like, oh shit, I didn't believe this is something that could ever happen. Like, this is impossible. And, you know.
And so that was probably the highlight of the night, I think, that whole match. And then I think, for me, the most all-round show was NXT Battleground.
Yeah! To me, it was the best show. It was the best show.
I was seeing people's rankings. I was seeing people's ranking the weekend. And I obviously hadn't watched what was the other show, Under Siege?
Yeah, I didn't watch Impact. I haven't watched Impact. I'm going to watch that tonight.
But like people were putting Battleground at the bottom of most of their rankings. But I was like, I don't know what you lot are talking about. This was the most like not overhyped. It didn't take me so high to an incredible low at any point.
It kept it even.
I stayed level. It was. I tried what to figure. The funny thing was, I tried what the first time in maybe since the last NXT show we didn't cover. I watched it on my big TV.
Yeah,
I fell asleep. I fell asleep in a rounds match, so I had to watch it the next day. But I was caught on camera sleeping.
Oh, but it was like from the start with the triple threat match with Wesley. They did the damn thing, and then followed by what was the next match? I don't have it.
It was
the rounds match. Yeah. That was entertaining, and then I was shocked to see Lash Legend and Miss Jackson join No Him Down, where I was like, and for me it was entertaining. He got his black women. He got his all black. He got a black faction. He got a black faction. Like, to me, I was entertained, and I was like, oh shit, and I was happy that those 4 people who I actually enjoy. I don't have much reference for Takari Jackson's work or nothing, but I enjoy Lash Legend and when he was in NXT Carter. Yeah. And I'm like, this all works. Yeah, and I was like, I like this group together, and I'm glad this is how they beat Dragon Lee. He gets to keep the heritage cut. Like, it worked really well, because I didn't see it coming and all that, and I enjoyed that. Then we go into, I believe it's the tag match, or is it the Dragunov and them?
I think it was a tag match, and then Dragunov.
Yeah, tag match was alright. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It was what it was. I think I've seen better on NXT regular TV, but it was fine. Yeah. I didn't really, go out of the way. Dragunov and Dijak had match of the weekend to me. That shit was insane. To me, it was the most intense match I've seen in a long time. From start to finish, when Dijak goes to his wife and kid and demands they get out of here. They shouldn't be seeing this. When he's the one that bought the ticket, probably, and got him good seats.
No. They came to work with him. So obviously there's those comp tickets where it's like, oh, my family come see this.
Yeah.
But that whole thing of get them out of here.
Yeah.
But Marcus, if you're watching that, knowing what he's about, does that not make him a bad father? Because he's all about justice. Does he not want to see his son? Does he not want his son to learn what justice?
It was his daughter. I believe it was his daughter. Yeah, there's a limit to being a good parent and justice, Manny. Batman don't want his kids watching him beating up bums in the alley.
He lets him join the fight, though. Batman lets him join the fight.
No, I mean, he's a horrible parent. They are kind of young. But I'm just saying, early Batman beating up random street junkies to get little information that probably isn't going to be useful at all later. Isn't something you need to see, and that's what was going on here. Even when Booker T was on commentary going this shit is real. Those shots, every hit were the hardest hits I think I've seen. Just period. With chair shots, the kendo sticks to the chest, the Dragunov, the bruising. Every spot looked like the most pain. The coast to coast with the kick to the thing. It looked like the stair hits his face. I was like,
that coast to coast was disgusting.
Yeah. This shit was oh my god. There was so many times where I went, oh my god, oh shit, oh.
No, but that's the thing. That's the thing I have problem with watching Dragunov matches. They are real.
Yeah.
They're the only ones you can coach. No, that's probably too real. And then the thing is, and his gimmick is I like pain. But then when you hear him screaming in pain.
Yeah, and crying and shit.
And the Gunther ones, and then this one, I was like, ugh. This is really uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah. It's either the best selling in the history of wrestling or that shit hurts. When I see Darby Allin do shit, and I go, fuck, Darby, that hurts. But Darby doesn't really sell it as if this is the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. Dragunov feels like every time he took a bump, it was just oh my god. Oh my god. And the finish was great. At the end, Dijak is having a mini seizure or twitching or something, like nerve damage or something.
It's a Devon.
Yeah. And I feel like that was the more violent than the unsanctioned match, the Anarchy in the Arena, or whatever else I saw. I was just like, this shit is painful.
And it was tame. And it was, in comparison to what was going on in the Anarchy in the Arena match, this was more tame. Like, they didn't do anything like out of the ordinary excessive.
Nothing felt like bullshit to me. Like, you know, when you see boxing, somebody stabs somebody with a screwdriver, or they're you know, falling into tacks or whatever. That shit feels like, it hurts, but you know, that's not hate. This shit feel like that's gonna hurt for the next 2 weeks or 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
like,
and then we get a women's match, which is Lyra Valkyria versus Stratton. I enjoyed this match, but it wasn't the best match. I enjoyed it because I don't know too much about Valkyria, but the match itself, it was done well. She did a good job selling the knee.
Yeah.
But then I saw more evolution to Stratton, adding submissions to her game. Stratton's a real deal.
Yeah, she's becoming what they say in baseball, a 5-tool player, where athleticism be submission. Again, she just needs, like, every time you see her, kind of like when you see like Trick Williams or Dawkins or, you know, a few other people, like, you see the growth that they're getting better and better each time they do matches. Like, you see that in Stratton. And, like, this match wasn't the greatest match. Like, I enjoyed the Roxanne Perez match from NXT more the previous week. But, like, it felt like it was more better put together. But this was entertaining, and I didn't feel like it was like, oh, this is a come down. Like, nah, this is terrible. Like, it kept the pace. It was a nice middle of the show.
It's a steady pace. It wasn't like, oh, this is the women's match. It's going to suck. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to give this 5 stars. But, like, it did the job. And then we move into the main event, and man, has he updated? The spear game has been changed.
Yeah, I mean, like, when he spears you, he kills you at this point. Because on NXT, the last few NXT, who did he speared? Tank. Like, he's fucking him up.
He fucked Hank and Tank up.
Yeah, he fucked Hank and Tank up with those spears. And then the previous week, Mello did the springboard. He fucked him up. And then this match, Mello does the springboard again, and he fucks Mello up to the point where when Mello kicked out, I was so shocked. Because I was like, oh, fuck. He's dead. Like, Roman Spear is obsolete when you look at Breaker Spear, because that's a full-on tackle. Like, his spear reminds me of Goldberg when he was originally doing it, and he was just knocking dudes out.
Roman Spear on Night of Champions. So Kevin Owens hits the stunner. He bounces off the rope and then hits the spear like Lashley. The Lashley roll spear. Insane sequence.
Yeah. And it was so nice because I was like, oh, it's a whole bunch of Ambrose, but he bounces back and comes back and does the spear. Yeah. And it was so easy. Those were 2 moments where I thought both spears won the match. I was like, oh shit, Roman won this. And then it came back. So, just overall, I thought NXT Battleground was the best overall show. I gotta watch Impact Under Siege. I know, Jamal, I will. But Battleground for me was most balanced.
Battleground for me was the most balanced show, and why it was, like, for me, the better show. Then Night of Champions.
Nobody was there though. It was like an empty arena show. I feel like I was in a pandemic. How empty that place was, but it was still like, fuck. This was a hell of a show. Black and Gold worthy, to be honest.
Yeah. I think it was probably the best one since a takeover.
Yeah.
And so I would put Battleground, Night of Champions, and then Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Double or Nothing will probably be third on the show. Night of Champions are alright, but I think Double or Nothing had too many of the same finishes, and it was just odd. Like it was, other than like the two main events, the main event matches, and some of the other stuff. Like the other stuff was just kind of there. Like the battle royal's fine and all that, but you know, Levi actually did not like the Anarchy Arena. It was just like it's played out for him. Like he's seen all this stuff before, and it's like whatever. Like I can see how the violence of all that just going like, whatever. I'm desensitized to a box match. It's bleeding already.
So we've spent 40 minutes, 45
yeah,
minutes.
But I think we can spend 15 minutes on this Raw, Manny. We can spend 15 minutes on this Raw.
The chapters are now working on the channel again, so if you don't want to listen to all this stuff, you can skip ahead.
It's great to learn this 45 minutes into the show, Manny.
Surprise! I gotcha. So Raw kicks off with Seth Rollins, who tears his trousers jumping over the barricade. I've done this numerous times at working in previous jobs. Not jumping over barricades, but tearing my trousers.
Yeah, my pants is ripped at work, and it's the worst. And I live close enough where I can drive home and just switch pants, but fuck, man, it's the worst feeling in the world. I remember one time my pants ripped. There was a string loose on my pants, and as I'm walking around, it's just caught up somewhere, and it's just unraveling the entire way. And it's just a long cord going around, and someone was like, "What is this?" And someone told me, "Hey, Marcus, you know your pants ripped on the leg." And I go, "What?" And I like see it. I go, and I tear it, and it's just like rips even more. And I'm going like, "What the hell kind of pants are these?"
I remember working at the store, and the front desk was so you're faced backwards from it, but the front desk is where the exit is, so you're always getting a cold brush of air coming in. Like I think this was like winter. I'm standing at the front desk. I'm like, why am I feeling really cold around my testicles? I was like, oh, that's because wind is just going straight up there.
Yeah, I want to tell my doctor I think I'm having a stroke. I think my testicles are cold. I think I'm having a stroke. I haven't felt this before. Oh, your pants are ripped.
And which is why I always store emergency trousers wherever location I am going to be. If I spend more than 4 hours there, there's emergency trousers there.
Jamal ripped his pants last night at work too. It's going around. It's going around. I think they don't make pants like they used to. If they just allowed people to wear, if they allowed people to wear jeans at work, we wouldn't have this problem. I'm just saying, jeans can handle anything.
No, I want to wear wrestling tights to work.
I love the meme of I showed up to my work in my underwear and everybody looked at me, but no one looks at Randy Orton when he shows up, or wrestlers when they show up with their underwear every week, which is true.
Randy Orton turns up to work always ready to fight. Underpants, knee pads, boots.
Yeah. I feel like if you show up in your underpants to work, it's fine as long as you wear knee pads and wrestling boots. None of that Tyler Bates shit going around, or Dragon Lee.
Oh, wait, Joe Gacy needs to stop wearing white tights because he just looks like someone's dad ready to grapple.
He's Ava's dad. He's Ava's dad who helped Gallus win or whatever's going on with that.
So Seth Rollins is in the ring. He says
Jamal
Monday Night
felt
Raw.
like SpongeBob.
Monday Night Raw has Monday Night Raw has a champion that wants to be there, is going to be there, a champion that is ready to fight. AJ Styles comes out and congratulates Seth, tells the fans that he doesn't deserve it because he earned
Draft means
it.
nothing. The draft means nothing.
Actually, it did because you had Pierce arguing the fact that no, AJ can have a match tonight. It's a good match. Seth says after the beating he gave him at Night of Champions, he earned a handshake. The Judgment Day come out. Finn says the Love Fest was making them sick. Damian Priest claims that after the Bloodline imploded at Night of Champions, they run WWE. Rhea says it's inevitable that one of them will take the title from him. Finn and Damian debate if it will be them. Rhea throws Dom Dom's name in the hat, which AJ and Seth laugh.
Yeah. So, long story short, tag match later. Really good tag match to close the show, the main event. I enjoyed the mind games of who's actually in the match. That Judgment Day is not revealing their secrets of who's going in and Dom slips out. We end up getting the Rhea, Shawn Michaels, Melina spot, which apparently
is a short right now, which you can go watch.
Yeah, which worked really well. And I enjoyed the spot. I think the main thing is Rhea needs an opponent in this whole this group because Natty was destroyed at the pay-per-view, being distracted by Dom or whatever.
Natty got a Vince destruction on the pay-per-view on her birthday.
Yeah, Manny, and then you released the same video of turning off a Natty match on the week of her birthday. That makes you no better than him. No better than him. No respect for Natty. The boat. But enjoyed that segment. The happenings around there. I still think that title is still secondary, and that they started Night of Champions. I thought they should have. I know they couldn't close Night of Champions because you can see how Roman and Sammy and all that, how over that was. It's like, yeah, they're not following that. So I guess that's why they put it first.
So let's just get some of this stuff out of the way really quickly. Ricochet versus The Miz in the Money in Bank qualifier. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, what the fuck is Miz doing springboards for? He did a springboard crossbody, and I went, hold the fuck on, Miz. Each week, The Miz has a match on Raw. Hasn't won any of them, but he adds new moves. He's wrestling more, and I'm going, are we entering the Miz? Are we watching Miz in his prime right now?
Yeah,
and
now this is his last. This is his last chance.
Yeah, he's not only in his prime, but he's losing every match. And I'm thinking we got to get Miz up, like build Miz up to fight somebody for something.
Yeah. So we get the Trish Stratus segment. Thank you, Trish. She says she told us so because she beat Becky Lynch, and we shouldn't be surprised because that is goat thing. Goat tings is what she said. Goat tings.
Goat tings.
It's what you do when you're number one, and Becky can crawl into a dark hole and go through her stuff again, which allows real superstars to have a shot at the big time, like Zoey Stark. Zoey gets it, says thank you, Trish. She asks about that bruise on her chin. Trish says if Becky shows up, she's going to have Zoey Stark show her what's up. Becky says, Zoey, you're going to show me what's up? I'm going to ruin your life. Marcus, if you said that to me, I'd be taken aback. I'm like, what are you going to do?
You must have information over here. You must know a guy. You must know somebody at the credit union or something. It's going to ruin my credit. The fuck are you going to do?
Becky suggests that restarting the match as they're both in their gear. Becky puts down Zoey Stark, allowing Becky to get some hits on Trish. But the numbers game takes over. Becky gets taken down, and then thank you, Trish, placed over Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Who do you have? I like the pairing of Trish and Zoey. It does give Zoey something behind her, and she is someone bad. Being around Trish does help. She also looks younger. Not saying that matters. But
who looks younger?
Zoey looks younger. Damn it! I don't care. She looked younger around Trish.
Nah.
I don't know what it is. I didn't see the old lady from NXT. I feel like this one has a budget now. She has more money or something. She looks younger.
Nah.
She looks young. Yeah.
Nah.
She looks younger.
She looks like a brother with good arms.
She reminds me. She looked like Trish's little sister or something. Like, oh, she's in shape. She's gonna kill you. But who do you have saving Becky? Because it can't be Lita. It can't be Lita.
I don't
it can't be Lita.
I think they'll have to bring up another upstart. I think they have to put another upstart with her.
What do you think they gotta hail Indy Hartwell or something? I don't know.
Nah, Indy Hartwell is going to be stuck with the way, I believe. So who else got called up in the draft?
I don't think anybody else. They've kind of used everybody. Like maybe Casey Carter and like the Casey Express or something.
Well, yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for Becky to probably give back. But I don't think.
Oh, is hell? How long does hell go back?
I used to love when you remember Shaq doing the Fool?
Yeah.
And then he would always troll on JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
And then the one time he got him back, the best insult was, "Hey Shaq, you're old as dirt."
Yeah.
I always feel like that's the best insult about someone being old.
Yo, this dirt. I don't really have anybody.
Jamal thinks Roxanne or Gigi. I don't. I think Roxanne's staying down. I don't know. I think possibly the loser of tonight's weaponized steel cage match will probably go up and be with Becky.
Yeah, so it'd be JC? JC's losing. JC. I don't see JC teaming with Becky. It doesn't work.
But I don't think there's any other woman ready to come up.
I mean, they freed up a bunch of women after that Fatal 4-Way later, where Ronda, and we could just say Ronda and Shayna won. Maybe it's Raquel.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always throw Raquel in there, or
I don't know who actually.
Yeah, I think Raquel's probably the best answer. Like you can get some momentum rehire Raquel with this, at least and help elevate her, and eventually we could get Raquel and Ripley on the main roster again, like we had NXT, and like you can build her up at least maybe. I don't know.
Indashir beat up Big Body Harvey and some guy looking like a poor man's Matt Hardy from 1999.
Yeah, so I didn't know who the other guy was, but I was like, that's Big Body Harvey. And when Corey was like, these aren't just jokes out there. And I was like, no, Big Body Harvey's kind of a joke, Corey. We got real talent in here.
Yeah, so this was a squash, and then we get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They come out. Sami says they won, and as they watch the bloodline crumble, and Roman got everything he deserved, everything he got. Roman, you might be the greatest of all time. You may hold that title for another 1,000 days. Main event the next 5 WrestleManias. Be put in the Hall of Fame tomorrow. But none of that matters. For the rest of your life, when you look at me and Kevin Owens, you will know in your heart we won.
Yeah, I was like, ah! I wish more sports things were like that, where you'd be like, you know, your heart of hearts, we won. Ah, you bastard. How dare you. You stayed me for life. By the way, Kevin is wearing a We the One shirt, by the way.
Yeah, Kevin was full pay. But then Imperium come out, starting their bullshit.
Yeah. Long story short, they Kevin Owens and Sammy wanted to hear the Baldwin talk. Giovanni did not give them that pleasure. They have a match.
Marcus,
or they don't have a match. The what you call them come out? The Alpha Academy.
Yeah. Ludwig became my wrestler of the week this week.
Why is that?
So the Baldy chant started,
Mm-hmm.
and then he said, "How dare you besmirch us?"
Yes.
The use of besmirch, like I love William Regal of the past.
Yeah.
Make you wrestler of the week for me.
Just for using besmirch.
You could have a 5-star match.
Not defending all the bald hosts of the show. I took offense to him calling him Baldy, being a man of challenged hair.
I took offense, but I realized I know who I am.
Yeah. It's not a choice, all right? It's life has chosen us to shine brighter than everybody else.
Yeah, Maxine has become the newest member of Alpha Academy.
Welcome to the maximum, and the males and the models. But she just joined up.
She got rid of Mansoor and Massey. How dare she?
Yeah, she just now with them, and they're all on the same page.
So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on commentary was chaotic and brilliant at the same time.
Yeah, they were just shouting. They're like, you know, they were just in full. It was nice. It was
yeah.
It's better than just hearing Kevin Patrick and Corey. I'm just saying.
Imperium hit the Imperium bomb on.
Is that what that's called?
That's what they called it.
Yeah, I see it. I just like, oh, he has a powerball here with the Euro, and they go down.
Yeah. JD McDonough kills Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I saw somewhere that people are a little upset with Dolph Ziggler that he got hurt, or not that he jobbed to JD McDonough, but no, Dolph been just putting people over for years. Dolph is nothing.
Yeah.
People need to stop believing this Dolph thing. It's nothing happening there. Dolph never wanted it to happen. If Dolph took his career serious, he would have never resigned. He could have went to AEW or something.
Cody Rhodes is now out in a sling. Says he didn't tap out because that's not the man he wants to be. He quotes John Cena, "Never give up." He's got a question for Brock Lesnar, assuming he isn't here because of his annual vacation. He says, "Are you satisfied?"
Yeah, you know, I thought what Cody did and his delivery and everything he did was fine. Like, the delivery's fine. It seemed like it made sense. He got the crowd behind him or whatnot. But, you know, me being a man of the real world, everything he said was nonsense. If I'm Brock Lesnar, I'm at home with Sable thinking about Bobby Lashley. I'm pretty satisfied that I made your ass pass out. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Yeah, you didn't tap, but that's because that's your choice. Dragunov didn't tap, but they still got their ass whooped. Like, you got beat. I broke your arm. You're ruined. You're damaged goods. What else can I have done to you other than I'm satisfied? You passed out like a little bitch.
See, Brock is petty too. The fact that Cody is now bringing up the fact that I passed out. I passed out from the pain, but I didn't give up. Brock's got to go back. Brock, you know Brock. He's a killer. Brock wants to make him give up.
Are we going to an I Quit match?
I think so, and I don't think it'll be at Money in the Bank. That just seems like it should be a SummerSlam match.
Maybe, because, you know, Brock is taking his time off, and I think that's why they did the Cody broken arm thing. It's the reason he can be off. He doesn't have to wrestle or do anything at Money in the Bank. And him and Brock can have their match at SummerSlam and can say this is how long it took to heal. I'll be healed by SummerSlam and we can have a I Quit match. But I can never imagine hearing Brock say I quit or Cody saying I quit at this point, and that's the selling point. But the match I would honestly want to see, and I know we get them in AEW, we don't get it in WWE. And I know Hunter watches AEW. Dog collar match. No reason whatsoever. Cody wants to do it. I think we should go that route. Dog collar match, Lesnar versus Cody.
It's either that or it's a last man standing match.
Yeah. Last man standing makes the most sense because Brock seems to lose those easily and he can just get shit thrown on him and be fine with
it. I don't think they've done a dog collar match in WWE for a very long time.
No. It'd be interesting. It'd be something to see. But I don't think we're going that route.
I feel like you can't go that route with the PG. TV-14 you can.
But this is pay-per-view, Manny. This is a PLE.
Yeah, but then
you can throw that shit out the window.
There's going to be kids in that audience.
There were kids at the Dragunov and Dijak match, Manny. There was blood and pain and all of that.
No, Dijak.
And Dijak said, get them out of there. Yeah, not Dijak kid. He's the only good parent in the arena. But it's probably an last man standing. But I Quit would be the one I'm going with. And it's a story that came from nothing that, you know what, it's actually going somewhere. It's going somewhere.
Yeah.
And they really are building up Cody Rhodes in this happy year. Because we're happier now. All he has to do is get to the Rumble and get the Roman again. That's where we're going.
This is what I said. This is so El Luchador mentioned it when I was doing my half an hour solo show.
Manny does solo. That sounds horrible. Consider Solo's a wrestler.
He was saying Cody's lost his steam, but I don't think he has. I think what's happening is we're getting Cody Rhodes hard times coming.
Hard times.
I think that's what it is. Do you know if he completed the story? If he finished the story at WrestleMania, there's nothing else at that point. He's accomplished everything.
Kills a lot. It kills a lot of everything. It kills a lot. Cody momentum. Now he's defending the story. And then we don't get the Roman 1,000 Days or any bloodline stuff. And it's over. Everything's over.
But excusing all the bloodline stuff, just Cody on its own. if he finished the story, he might as well just quit and retire. There's nothing about his chase that you want to see. You want to see the chase. You don't want to see anything that comes after it, especially as he is the babiest of baby faces at this moment in time.
Yeah. I mean, he was kissing babies and signing autographs at the end of this promo. Yeah. So, I can see this long meeting of before WrestleMania or 2 weeks before, like, he can't win, man. It kills a lot of stuff. Roman's right there. Roman's about to pass Pedro Morales, damn it. We can at least get him there.
When it happens, because everyone's gonna pop. Is that you just got to put him in meaningful stuff till that day comes, and then throw enough spanners in the work for him to be to be like, oh, he's actually had to be buried essentially to come back up. He has to be broken.
It's a rebuild.
To rise. Yeah. Because there's nothing wrong with what's going on, but like I feel like the way this story is being done is perfect.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good side quest for where he's at, because it's getting personal about them trying to destroy each other and all that. And I appreciate it. I think it's actually going somewhere. And then Roman is going to pass first. Like, to say Roman passed Bruno Sammartino, who has like the 1200, I think, or whatever it is. I think that's where Roman's going. I think that's where. I don't think he's getting the Hogan, because that's another year.
I think he needs to pass Hogan though.
That's so far. That's another year. I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can stretch another year out of this. But just saying, every week he passed Bruno Sammartino, Manny. That just not the big Bruno, but you confuse people and say Roman has passed Bruno Sammartino. You're done.
Marcus, he's got the WWE title as well. The Universal title is the one that he's got like 1,000 days on. He's coming up to the WWE title where he's passing CM Punk for like 400-something days, 434 days.
Yeah.
So he could lose the WWE title just like that. If he carried on with that Universal title, I'm good.
Well, I consider them one now. I think the history has blended. They're just one. I'm not thinking about the CM Punk or separating them. It's only the one title reign. There's only one WWE title, and he has it. The Universal title does not count.
That means his run is only 400 something days then, Marcus. If that
No. I believe they're one belt, Manny. They're one belt. It's just accumulated days.
So
they're one belt. They have the same design. There's nothing different about those belts other than colors.
So we already said Imperium were on their bullshit, but then Gunther decided to jump on this bullshit too.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle was talking to Kathy Kelly, he hopes he wins Money in the Bank and hopes to cash in on Roman or Seth. Gunther appears and wishes him good luck. And he really wants Riddle to win Money in the Bank and cashes it in on Gunther. So he can humiliate him because it would be fun to him.
Yeah. Gunther, Matt Riddle down for them fighting for the Intercontinental title. It seems like that's a good step for Gunther, who's going through the honkometer himself. The only person who ended their title streak and reign is Bianca Belair. Basically.
Yeah.
Everybody else is long-term champions. Theory's he had that U.S. title for a minute now. It's been a minute.
Yeah. But he's not doing anything with it.
He ain't doing shit. No, he had a match this week. That's it. No stories or anything.
Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Bronson Reed, which I think Bronson Reed might need to work on his cardio because he was gassed in this match.
Well, Shinsuke was running around him the whole time. Like, Shinsuke in his 40s, like, oh yeah, today I want to work. But I enjoyed the match, entertaining match. Protect your size, big man, which he did, but then he got the ring gas and got kneed in the face. It's a nice match. Yeah. Nice match.
And then obviously we covered the main event. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins win. Raw was one of those Raws. I don't think it was just there. Raw was kind of good.
Yeah, I'm giving this was a good Raw. And I didn't feel like it slowed down at any point. I feel like it was a really balanced Raw. Like, I didn't feel like I had a part where I was like, I can just stop here. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I got through the 3 hours very quickly, which, considered all the wrestling, it could have been like overkill when I was like, just get this over with. Come on, get out of here. Let's go. But I feel like everything had good momentum that carried from the weekend already. So solid Raw.
Yeah.
Woo!
And then we've got one
There's a lot of
last
stuff
thing.
to talk about.
We got one last thing. We got this.
I'm down here. I didn't know I was a bottom and Manny was a top. Damn it.
So we're gonna react to this. This is MJF in the media scrum. It's got subtitles if you need them.
But I posted something on the dirty social media, and I said what I wish people
The
would learn
dirty social media.
is wrestling fans are bloodthirsty, disgusting marks that don't care about our well-being, right? Nobody gives a fuck that my forearm's fucked. You don't care. You were just
look at me in the
fucking
Dijak
saw me
match.
Fucking dump Guardian on his head. Granted, so was fucking I. But still, you don't give a fuck about us. You pretend you do, but you don't give a fuck about us. You care about us just as much as, I don't know, the fucking leader of the Romans cared about his fucking gladiators. You don't give a shit. So what I wish young guys would understand and learn is you get way more out of being a charismatic phenom than you do out of fucking risking your life trying to do a maneuver that, quite frankly, might not win you the match. Now, for me, every single thing that I do in professional wrestling is very meticulous. Because every single thing I do is to try to win. I'm not trying to waste my fucking time out there. Now, I will do some things to prove a fucking point, like a fucking headlock takeover.
Everything is fucking.
Stop being fucking idiots. These people don't pay your salaries. Grow up.
That's a speech from a man, Manny. That's a speech from a man. You know, he's only 26? Or whatever it is. He sounds wise beyond his years giving this speech. And I 100% agree with everything he said. These people don't give a fuck about the shit you do.
So, do you remember when Randy Orton went off on one?
Yeah.
This feels like the evolution of what Randy said. Like, it felt like Randy was talking to his generation. Of like, don't do all these flips and shit for a hot dog and a handshake and all this nonsense. Don't risk your fucking life.
Yeah, save your bumps.
For this stuff. Because like if you really think about the people that were really 100% over in professional wrestling, it wasn't those high flyers.
No. It's always it's the ones who does the least, honestly. Your Hulk Hogan's, Ric Flair did a few bumps or whatever. John Cena's. Like Ric Flair never did anything dangerous, is what I'm saying. He's like, he kept it simple. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart's, Randy Orton's, you know, just the list goes on. And I can even go back to Bruno Sammartino or Jerry the King fucking Lawler or all these people who does the bare minimum in-ring work. And it's just equally entertaining. And you can add Roman to that list. The story, the Usos, Roman, and Sammy, and right now, Sammy was flying and dying on the Indies for years as El Generico. Spoiler alert for those who don't know. What's getting him over now? This is microphone's personality, the jokes, the simple one-liners, the story. The people that want to see him win. Sammy is as over as he'd ever be. It's all of that. It wasn't Cody setting himself on fire that got Cody over. It is the... I'm just an average man. I'm just a man trying to win a championship, and people make it personal. Is what's getting him over. That's what people are cheering, and that's what works for MJF as well. He's another one. MJF, The Miz, all these guys who just come out there and talk. That's it.
The thing about MJF, because he's in a world of high flyers in AEW right now, he stands out way more now. Like a sore thumb of like he's different. Not because he's got the gift of the gab. Like he can talk for days and be incredible and sell you on an incredible promo. We know he can do that. The fact that he does the bare minimum in the ring makes him stand out. Makes him stand out to the point of like, do you know what? He's different.
Yeah, but you know, I know you say he does the bare minimum. I'm not gonna take away Like, I'm not going to take away his wrestling ability. He's not out there being very basic. Like, the things he does, like, whenever he does something that's special, like a different move, like the gut-wrench powerbomb he did on at the pay-per-view. He saved that for the pay-per-view. He doesn't wrestle all the time. And he did get hurt on it. It sucks. Or whatnot, but he doesn't do that normally. He saved that for a pay-per-view. He waits till the special moment to like actually perform it. Whether it's in that Iron Man match with Bryan Danielson, he'll break out a hold or do a spot here and there, and he makes everything, like he said, important and meaningful in which he's trying to win a match. He isn't going commander and I'm going to tightrope and then dive. So I get one ooh and an ah, and then be forgotten about it 10 minutes later because the next ooh and ah from the next guy is going to do the next move. It's like, whatever.
So J.K. Smith said the rare exception it would be Jeff Hardy. Yeah, but Jeff Hardy risks his life every time, and now,
not every time.
No, but now it's catching up with him. Think about that. Age, and it's catching up with him the way he hasn't got long left. And
then think about it this way, J.K. Smith, with I don't even think we did his Hulk Hogan rant. We'll come back to that. But think of it this way. Jeff Hardy did all his big spots in like TLC matches and all that. And to his wear and tear on him. And he's over. But think about the reaction these people give Jeff Hardy now. Oh my God, he's a junkie, he's a drunk. What's his next mistake? Or all that. And you have all that. And people on the internet are being piled on. We go to a man, when he was in TNA, he had that match with Sting, and he's fucking clearly intoxicated or under substance abuse. People are just ripping him online, personally, about how, he's a loser and all that. They don't give a fuck about the pain that man has went through and what led to him being on all these pills and drugs or whatever, and just keeping them going. Like, if they said, they don't give a fuck. They just want to see entertain me. Dance, monkey dance, basically. Yeah. And it shouldn't be like that. Like, take care of yourself. Like, a lot of people forget that aspect of, I'm doing this for the chills and the cheers and the thrills and keeping these moments. But at the end of the day, you got to go home, man. You got to take care of yourself. Like, think about your own future. You don't want to end up like broken like Jeff Hardy or the way Darby Allin is, or even Mick Foley, who, and Manny and Ric Flair call a glorified stunt man. Mick Foley is kind of crippled and beat up and all that. If he could have basic wrestling match. If you watch his match with Shawn as Mankind, which was a normal wrestling match, he could have those, but he went the other route where he's going for oohs and ahs. Yes, he's a memorable character and is all-time great, and man, created a generation of stuntmen and people going crazy and hurting themselves for it, or escalating to Dragon off and Hijack and whatnot. But it's still, I don't think it's worth it. At the end of the day, you want to be able to have a quality of life that you can be able to move around. Like, there's a smarter way to do all this. Like, it's not about the spots you do, it's about the drama and moments you go. If you even think about, and I know I'm going on a tangent and not letting you speak, but the most memorable moments in wrestling, 90% of the time, you don't remember spots. You remember microphone moments, segments. Like, think of Steve Austin's entire run. You remember all the nonsense of what's and shooting beers out of hoses and stutters.
I don't think his matches are very good. Like, they're not memorable. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're just brawls. As opposed to like other people go like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like,
but I tell you what though, the first time I think I started actually caring more about the wrestlers is that Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson. It's like, dude, you got a fucking life. Like,
yeah.
You don't have to come back and wrestle anymore. Like Adam Cole's one, I was like, I don't want him to get hurt.
yeah. Like, don't get hurt. Like, when Bryan Danielson came back and he's doing matches, I'm like, the main thing I'm concerned is you don't hurt yourself. Like,
yeah. And
I shouldn't have to think that way. I just want to watch a wrestling match and get lost in the match. Like I was in, like over the weekend, like a few matches. Like, it's okay to do it every now and then. Like, I'm not saying, oh man, we need to end all spots and do all that. No, I'm saying, save your time. Save your moments.
J.K. Smith said this is a conversation his sister-in-law needs to have. Do we need to ask you to elaborate on this?
Yeah. Speaking of way back to the beginning.
Let's
Good
get
morning.
back to the normal screen.
Good morning, good evening. Man, every time Hulk Hogan touches a computer or a device with a computer, the machine blue screens and catches fire.
That just feels really unnecessary. The blue screen alone is annoying.
I would love for him to get the blue to death on his Mac every time. Like, he just goes around and just turns into blue every time he clicks anything. Like,
Do you know the blue screen of death is way worse now, actually, on Windows?
Yeah?
When you have it, on Windows 10, it now asks you if you want to run diagnostics right afterwards. So you can either do it for 4 minutes or half an hour. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
It's not terrible. Yeah, it's horrible. I think my hate most... That's the show. Loaded show. No, I was going to say the Red Ring of Death for the Xbox was the worst crime to ever happen in all.
How many times has that happened?
Computer gaming systems. I think twice. Or 3 times. I know it's multiple times. I just can't remember. Huh?
It happened to me 3 times. I had 3 versions of Xbox. It happened to me 3 times.
Yeah.
But ever since it... But the thing is, that was probably still my best console. I'd have to say it's still my best console.
Yeah. I like the nostalgia of the PlayStation 2 or something like that. The Dreamcast. I think the Dreamcast was the one that opened my eyes to like, oh shit, gaming could be so much more. That was the one. It was just ahead of its time.
PlayStation opened my eyes up to piracy. Because there was that. Do you know the proper the grey one? Not the PS1 or the other reiterations of it. You could put a spring in it to hold the lid open, and then it would assume that the PlayStation is still. It keeps the PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
And then you plug something into the back, like the Game Genie or whatever it was. It would stop the disc, and then you put in the fake game or the copied game, and then it would spin. And it would work. It would only work for so long as you put in a real disc at the beginning.
I remember that.
Other people got their PlayStations chipped, and you wouldn't have to do that step. But I like the hack version of having to do it.
I remember me and Eric trying to do it. I don't think we succeeded in like getting it right or something, but I remember just like there was a moment of time where we were just it took us like all day like, all right, now we made the copy of a disc, now we're going to put that disc in, and it worked but didn't work, and they were like, this wasn't worth any of this.
And then I think I took it to the next level with the PS2, so the old brick one. There was these sets where it would give you this tool to, once the original disc was in it and you could take it out, you had to pull the tool and then pull out the tray.
Yeah.
And then put the other disc in. It's the only way I could play NCAA in England. Because that was a region locked game. Because it was only American.
It was America only.
Yeah.
Those are the games. I miss putting alcohol and blowing in the cartridges.
Which apparently was bad for it.
Yeah, but I don't give a fuck. It seemed like I was doing shit. You seem like you got the touch where it was like, it's my turn to blow. And my blow will work better than your blow. Or, all right, none of us can blow good enough. Get the alcoholic Q-tip. But scientifically, seems like that shouldn't work.
But yeah, that is today's show. A lot to talk about. And I'm assuming there will be much more to talk about on ETE tomorrow. You could talk about tardiness if you like, Marcus, because I am still very angry about that.
Hey, man, some people got no-show events every now and then.
No, so Wes also blamed having to look after Logan Jamal.
Let's see. So yeah, tomorrow we'll cover Impact Under Siege, and probably going to talk more about these other events that have happened over this big weekend. The Super Juniors, we're talking about the finals, Matt Sawada winning that. Jordan Grace now a free agent after Under Siege. Who knows where she'll end up. Hers going to be time off. probably.
I don't
if,
maybe she won't go to AEW because of the way her husband was treated.
Oh, maybe. Fuck them. Fuck him. Fuck Tony. But I can see. I would have preferred if they were going to do the big J Cargill spot. If it was to be someone new instead of Statlander, and it been Jordan Grace coming back and taking the title, I would have been for that. Just saying.
Is Jordan Grace a talent that you break the hiring freeze for in WWE?
Manny, she could be Becky's partner.
I don't think she is. I mean, she's got her body in a WWE type shape that they would love. She could be their next Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. But I think Rhea and Raquel have the Beth Phoenix spot online. Well, not Raquel, more Rhea.
Not Raquel.
Yeah. But I can see them bringing her in and being Becky's partner at this point. Because it's not Lita.
It can't be Lita.
Nah.
Lita can't keep up with a agile old lady of Zoey Stark.
She's just running right by me. God damn it.
But yeah, so tune into that tomorrow. There'll be loads of shorts out as per usual. If you haven't, and I don't know why haven't you checked out this, the best of April? We've got 2 champions up there.
Yeah. At the time, it was only one.
We got 2 champions up there, and then Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley.
I don't know why the Stratton one looks so dirty. Don't know why.
You know, I had many options of the similar image, but I chose that one because it was more provocative.
Yeah. God damn it! Also, God damn it, NXT, bring back Mandy Rose. She was hanging out with your entire roster. Damn it, over the weekend.
What if tonight, because the person, the unknown person that's been taking everyone out, is being unveiled tonight?
Oh, if it's Mandy?
What if it's Mandy? Because last Tuesday, that person was too tall, too short. I mean, to be Blair Davenport.
Yeah, I don't know. But I would like for the Toxic Clown to be back, and in this weaponized cage match, Mandy Rose walks out and just sits there and watch. Even if she doesn't wrestle, even if she's not even there, just one night only, she watches her girls fight to the death.
Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
I had no line.
What kind of line are you talking about, sir?
Well, I just came back from Vegas, Manny. You know what kind of line I'm talking about. Cut the straw, damn it! Cut that straw!
Also, before we actually fully go, Tony Khan wearing cowboy hat? That is not something I need to see.
I got a good chuckle out of that one. That was funny to me. It was funny. Like, why is he in a hat? He came out before the show, and he said, thank everybody for coming out and all that. You know, Tony always seems like a good guy, but just really awkward on everything he does.
He's always awkward.
But yeah. By the way, the attendance for AEW, I don't understand.
People made out.
Huh?
It didn't look as bad as people made out. It was just that, just that one spot where behind the hard camera.
Well, no, there's a whole top section that's tarped off. But I think that everybody on each side of this is absolutely delusional and want to see what they want to see. It's almost like the ink blots for therapy. Like, someone's like, oh, that was before the show. And I'm like, no. That's how it was like the whole night. And it's tarped up top. Or then you got the people who like, no, the place is packed. And I was like, you were there. It's not packed. Or it was completely empty. Like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't completely empty. Like, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Like, every image that I've seen of it has been 100% correct. But everybody sees something different. And I'm going like, no, it was half full. But,
no, so the one shot I saw was the one of Orange Cassidy at the beginning of the show. And it looked like the images of the fans' take of NXT from the hard cam side where there's no one on that side.
Yeah. It's 100%. That was accurate. That's 100% accurate. No one's in concessions at that point. Everybody is 100% is there in their seats. That's complete section right there had like 3 people there. It was to the point where I was telling Eric, I was like, "Do you think they'll let us go there and just sit? like we can just get better seats." But they were checking tickets and not letting people go anywhere. So you had to go to your section. I was like, come on, we're up here. Let us go over there. Let the people in the high nosebleeds fill that spot.
I actually want to see what Wembley will look like, because every time I've been to Wembley, it's been a sellout because it's been for football, so it's been packed. So I've never seen it in person for like an actual like wrestling or music event. So it'd be it'd be interesting for me.
Can they? No, and I'm not saying sell out or anything, but can they get more tickets? Is there any way to get more tickets? Because it seems like it stopped at like the 65,000, which is good. It's great. But do you think they're going to sell any more, or is it everybody that's going got a ticket already?
I think anyone that wanted to go,
like, it doesn't matter
ticket.
Yeah. Is there a match that's going to push it?
I think there might be some matches that might push it, but then I also think it's a holiday weekend, so you could push it that way and be like, oh, this would be a great place to take your kids, or you want to do something today? Oh, there's tickets for AEW and they're about £30. You know, we can go to that. Because people always want to be part of something. If AEW sell this correctly in the build-up to like international fans, they could really get probably get another 15,000 out of this.
Yeah, Levi said he wanted all of us to just randomly show up and surprise you randomly and be like, surprise, Manny. It'd be me. He said the perfect in his idea. The perfect would be us all going, and then us walking by, and then Manny, and then Nick Aldis is right behind us. Give me a hug. Like, I didn't see this coming at all. What the hell?
You see, Marcus, you sent me that image. No, Eric sent through that image of you with Levi.
Yeah.
And I took that shit personally, and that's why I didn't put up your crowd shot. I didn't put up your crowd shot because I was away when that came.
That was news, Manny. That was breaking news. I wanted that up. I was like, we had the first crowd shot, and I made sure I like timed it right because I was like, I wouldn't do it. Oh, Jericho's match is perfect because that's when the crowd is no matter what you say, you gotta say the show's going on and everybody's in their seat. This is the middle of Judas, which nobody was singing.
The only good thing about that video is it's proof that Marcus didn't sing Judas.
I didn't give in, but honestly, no one really was singing it this time. And in our section, there was some people on the floor, but you can see that the energy isn't there. Like, it wasn't the same energy from last year and the year before that, the ones we went to. You can see that the momentum of AEW isn't the same. It hasn't been. But maybe because it's been there, done that already.
Yeah, it's time for AEW. I know we're dragging the show on for eternity. But
yeah, our show ended 10 minutes ago.
AEW, it's time for them to start exploring new markets. They can't just be playing it safe. They need to go to new markets.
Yeah, I'm curious what the show in San Diego is going to be like, which I'm actually considering, maybe I'll make the drive to San Diego. I may end up going alone, but it's a 3-hour drive, Got shit else to do Wednesday. Yeah.
I mean, thing is, it's a Dynamite, so you never know what you're actually going to get.
Hey, it's like life is like a box of chocolate, man. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you might get a... You might get a...
Cancer.
Fireball to the face.
Yeah, that's my favorite moment of the night. That was my favorite moment of the night, man. That guy he had no reason to get that fireball. And I just popped me huge.
But yeah, we're properly out this time. Peace.
Yep.